What's up, Raider Nation? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new to this channel and you would like to support the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Also, hit that like, hit that bell so you're notified every time I come out with a brand new video. And also, leave me a comment. Let me know if you like what I'm doing or if you don't. Well, Raider Nation, our Raiders lost 31-17 to the Kansas City Chiefs. And although we came out firing on all cylinders, jumping off to a 14-0 lead, getting them on a 3-and-out, sacking them, it just wasn't enough. It wasn't enough to beat the defending champs. I've been seeing a lot of people upset on Raiders Twitter for Antonio Pierce selecting to kick that field goal in the first quarter instead of going for it on fourth down. And personally, I think it was a good decision to kick that field goal. You need to score points when you're going against the Chiefs. I know we were in the red zone and you want to score touchdowns, but it was a 4th-and-1. And Bo Hardigree has shown in the past that he's willing to run the ball on those 4th-and-1s, those 3rd-and-1 situations. And why do I bring that up? Well, in that second drive, we weren't running the ball well. We were getting stuffed at the line. We were only getting 1 or 2 yard rushes. It was the first drive that Josh was getting those 6 to 8 yards. If you remember that second drive, we had to convert 2 3rd-and-longs, a 3rd-and-6 and a 3rd-and-9. So I would expect Bo Hardigree to run the ball again with Josh Jacobs. He wanted to keep the game in Josh Jacobs' hands. He wanted to give him 25 carries. I think he ended up with 23. But, the way the game ended up finishing, we had to get away from the run game and start passing. So I think it was a good idea to kick the field goal. I'm not going to blast them. In hindsight, I think that was a good decision. Which brings me to my next point, guys. This is Bo Hardigree's first year calling offensive plays, and it's pretty evident why. Why that is? Because this guy's a terrible play caller. This guy is so predictable. He runs the ball every 1st and 2nd down, which sets up a 3rd-and-long and an obvious passing down, and we usually can't convert. We're the 31st ranked team converting 3rd down. I think we only convert 31% of our 3rd downs. We're terrible on 3rd downs, and it really starts on 1st and 2nd down. You can't run the ball, get stuffed on 1st and 2nd down, and expect to convert on a 3rd-and-long. The defense is going to drop 6-7 guys and rush only 4. You're going to get beat. Your receivers are not going to get open. And especially when you have a quarterback that stands like a statue in the pocket, he takes a lot of very unnecessary sacks. Which brings me to my next point. It's starting to become more clear and clear that Aidan O'Connell is not the future quarterback of this team. Our future quarterback is probably on another team right now or in college, and we'll get him in the draft. I say team because there's a few teams that might want to let go of their quarterback, might want to trade their quarterback. The Chicago Bears might want to get rid of Justin Fields. The Arizona Cardinals might want to get rid of Kyler Murray. Personally, I would stay away from Kyler Murray. I would maybe go after Justin Fields because the Bears might end up with that 1st overall pick. But hey, that's a talk for later on in the season. That we'll talk about all that stuff in the offseason. But like I've been saying, Aidan O'Connell is not the future quarterback of this team. And I think he's the reason why we're being held back. In that second half, the Chiefs came out on defense and they were stacking the box. They basically told us, we're going to make you throw the ball and have Aidan O'Connell beat us. And we couldn't adjust. We continue to try to run the ball down their throat, and they were stopping us. How do you expect to get positive yardage when the Chiefs are bringing more defenders in the box than you guys have blocking? It's not a recipe for success. They're going to beat us, and like I've been saying, we're going to set up a 3rd-and-long, an obvious passing situation, and Aidan O'Connell's not going to convert. So like I said, guys, he stands like a statue in the pocket. He holds on to the ball way too long, and he takes way too many unnecessary sacks. A lot of these sacks that he's taking are his fault. The fact that he doesn't check it down or get rid of the ball. And I've been seeing a lot of haters on Raiders Twitter saying that we got to get rid of Antonio Pierce as the head coach, that he isn't head coach material. Like, damn, guys, you have no patience. He didn't pick this coaching staff. He didn't pick these players. He didn't give Jimmy Garoppolo that fat contract and decide to go with Aidan O'Connell. These were the cards he was dealt. So, with the cards he was dealt, he's actually doing a really good job. This defense has played a lot better since he stepped in. This offense has been playing a lot better. Josh Jacobs is averaging around 100 yards per game since he's been the head coach. So this team has definitely improved since he's been the head coach. This team has taken off his swag, his toughness, and his grit. And, it's really showing just with Max Crosby. He was listed as doubtful this week. He didn't practice all week, and he still ended up playing. He was the first player to be listed as doubtful and to play in the same week. The first player since 2020. So, kudos to him. Shoot, in the fourth quarter, the Raiders had to call a timeout just to pull Max Crosby off the field. And man, was he pissed. He was throwing his helmet down, and he was cussing, and he was fighting with the coaches. Antonio Pierce had to cool his ass down and say, hey, you're too important to this team. We need you for the rest of the season. We still got 5 games left. And, we're down by 2 scores right now. So, you're not going to make that much of a difference if you go in right now. So I really like the fact that Antonio Pierce is putting his foot down and doing these type of things. Another thing that he did was that he benched Marcus Peters. Marcus Peters has been showing little to no effort all season when it comes to tackling. He doesn't like to tackle. And I know that was evident from his past teams. In the Ravens, he was known to not tackle. And you get what you pay for. We got him damn near at the end of training camp. We brought him in late. No one else wanted him. So like I said, you get what you pay for. And Antonio Pierce was sick of that. And what did he do in that second half? He benched him. Jack Jones came in and he played for the rest of the second half. So, hey, that shows a lot. When a coach can bench a veteran like that, that speaks volumes, guys. And I have to tip my hat off to Antonio Pierce for putting his foot down and benching Marcus Peters. Which brings me to my next point. Roderick Teamer got a DUI this morning. We woke up to the news that Roderick Teamer got arrested for a DUI and for speeding. That's ridiculous. How can a player do that? I'm not putting that on AP. The decisions I make are not reflected on my parents. So the decisions that the players make are not fully on the coach. So I expect Roderick Teamer to be cut this week. There's no excuse for that, especially for what happened 2 years ago with the whole Henry Ruggs situation. Roderick Teamer was on this team when that situation happened with Henry Ruggs, and you still haven't learned your lesson. That's like a slap in the face to the Raiders organization. I expect him to be cut. He's a third string safety. He only contributes on special teams, so he's not that much of an asset. So like I said, I expect him to be cut this week, guys. Right now we're 5-7. We're really only a few plays away. We're really only a player or 2 away. But that could really be said for many teams in this league. We got 5 games left. Right now the Raiders are going to go on their bye, and then they're going to come back and play Minnesota at home. Let's see how our team plays. Let's see how we finish off these 5 games. Let's see if the team doesn't quit on Antonio Pierce. Because quite frankly, they haven't given up just yet, guys. They're still fighting to the very end. That's something that you want to see. Are the players fighting for their coach? Have they not given up on their head coach? And hell no, they haven't. They're playing with that tenacity of Antonio Pierce. They're playing with his grit, his toughness, his swagger. So if we end up going 3-2 in these next few games, if we end up the season 9-8, 8-9, I think you gotta bring back Coach AP. Let's see what he can do with the full offseason with his own guys. Let's see who he brings in as the offensive coordinator. Because, on Raiders Twitter, I've been seeing a lot of, oh, this is what you want to see. Is this what you guys want to see next year? AP is the coach. Bo Hardegree is the OC. And Aidan as the quarterback. No. I can almost guarantee you that if Coach Antonio Pierce is our head coach going forward and next year, that Bo Hardegree is not going to be an offensive coordinator for us, and Aidan O'Connell will not be the starter. Hell no. That's not going to be the situation, guys. We're definitely going to go after a quarterback in the draft, and who knows, maybe we'll trade for one. And we're definitely going to bring in someone better to call in place, because Bo Hardegree is not it. we need to send him back to be a quarterback's coach. So that's it for this video, guys. Let me know how you guys feel about losing to the Chiefs and about how Raiders not giving up. And if you think Coach Antonio Pierce should be our head coach moving forward. And until next time, Raider Nation, peace.